Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to my channel, my lovelies. If you've never been here before, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I am so happy you found me. I do so hope that you will like and subscribe before you leave. Become part of the Mama family. Mama's got your back, at least where makeup's concerned, and definitely when that makeup is cheap. Today is another installment of the good, the bad, and the empty. It is the last empties for the year 2022. Can you believe the year is over? I was really determined to go into this new year with new makeup products, so I really focused on half-used bottles of moisturizer, skincare, makeup, stuff like that, and I did really well, so we have quite a bit to talk about today. Before we dive into the skincare, if you guys are wondering what this stunning green moment is on my face, I used the Glamlight X Scooby-Doo palette, the Rut Raggy one, to do today's eye look. This is so good for just an effortless kind of green moment. I adore this palette so much. This was in my best of 2022. It's fantastic. I went in with this green shade and then this green shade as well. And then I used the two lightest green shimmers. This is fantastic. It's beautiful. It's easy to use. I will have the TikTok up very shortly. I will have the link for that in the description box below, as well as everything that I'm going to talk about in today's video. And as always, if you guys have a question or even if you just want to chat with me, let me know in the comments and I will get back to you. So moving right along to the empties, I have a big old box of stuff to talk about today, so it's probably going to be a longer video, so make sure you have just a minute to sit back and kind of chill, hang out with me for just a little while. The things that are sitting right on top are my moisturizers, so I reckon we'll talk about those first. I do go through quite a bit of moisturizer. A little bit about me: I have super dried up, dusty old mummy skin. My skin is dry like the Sahara Desert, so I really need to, I really have to give it lots and lots of moisture, or else I get scaly patches and flaky skin, stuff like that. It's not cute. So I do moisturize my skin 2 times every single day religiously. It's the first thing I do in the morning when I wake up and the last thing I do at night before I go to bed. So the first one I want to talk about is this Bliss ex-glow-sion super rich moisturizer for dewy radiant skin. This was fantastic. Probably my favorite daytime moisturizer that I'm going to talk about in today's video. I went through this so quick. It was just so luxurious feeling. Really great price point. Bliss is a fairly new product. It's a fairly new brand to my Walmart and one that I have been exploring. Well, I was exploring last year. It's so good. I've never tried a product from this brand that I didn't enjoy. Just chef's kiss. So good. As you can see, I used it to the very last drop. I will say that this is it is a very thick, very dense, very creamy moisturizer. It plays beautifully with makeup. It keeps my skin feeling moisturized. My skin didn't feel dried out halfway through the day. Just did a really good job of giving my skin the moisture that it needs. There was also just a little bit of an illuminating factor to this. I don't want to say that it had pearlescence or glitter or anything like that to it, but you could tell even when you're putting the cream on, you can tell that there's a little bit of an illumination factor to it, but it just goes onto the skin and it looks so beautifully, naturally glowy. I really enjoyed this. I already have repurchased this. It's one of those things that's very quickly became a favorite of mine, and it's kind of like my go-to daytime moisturizer now. So good. Highly recommend this one. The next one I want to talk about is, so this is the Ole Henrikson Truth Advanced Moisturizing Cream. I was able to pick this up at my local Burke's for a discounted price. This is a nice moisturizer. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, and definitely not something that I would go out and purchase at full price. But if I ever came across it at Burke's again, I would pick it up again because it was a nice moisturizer. Again, I don't think it was anything earth-shatteringly special, but it was nice. It went on. It doesn't feel particularly thick or luxurious, but it went on, and it kind of left, it almost felt like I had just applied a facial oil when I used it. It really left a layer on top of my skin. that I appreciated. As someone with super dry skin, I use a facial oil 9 times out of 10 anyway, so this kind of cut out that step for me, and it was really, really nice. I wouldn't say that it's super luxurious or rich feeling, but it does go on, and it does feel like it nourishes your skin. Also, this has a bit of a brightening skin tone evening kind of thing to it, so I think that there are actives in here as well, which was nice. It has a very pretty kind of citrusy scent to it. Nothing super strong, but it does have a pleasant kind of almost aromatherapy kind of smell to it, which I enjoyed. I enjoy scented products, makeup products, skincare products, things like that. If you don't like scented products, this probably isn't the one for you, but I liked this one. Not enough to go get it at full price, but if I come across it again, I'll pick it up again because it was nice. The next one I want to talk about is another new brand that I explored last year. This is the Skin Proud Sorbet Skin Everyday Jelly Moisturizer. This was nice. This was not my favorite out of the bunch just because it just wasn't enough. It is a very lightweight jelly, like a water jelly kind of moisturizer. The minute you touch it to your skin, it kind of melts and like just sinks into the skin. So if you have more normal or oily skin, I think this would be a fantastic option for you. If you have super dried up, dusty old mummy skin like I do, I would say that this probably isn't going to be enough for you. It went on, it felt really nice. It has a really beautiful light skincare kind of scent to it, and I liked it enough to use the whole thing. It just wasn't quite enough for me. I found that about halfway through the day, I noticed that my face was starting to get just a little bit tight again, so it just wasn't quite enough to get me to my nighttime skincare routine. But yeah, nice, just not my favorite, just not enough for me. But I will say the other products that I've used from this brand, I have really, really enjoyed. And it's not like I didn't enjoy this, it just wasn't enough for me. So normal to oily skin, I think this would be a great, great option for you. So moving on to nighttime moisturizers, this one is the L'Oreal Revitalift Volume Filler. This was great. I picked this up at my local Burke's. This was, again, discounted. I think I paid like 12 bucks for it. So good. So good. I quite enjoy L'Oreal moisturizers anyway. This one was probably one of the thickest, richest, most luxurious kind of creams I've used in a while. And it managed to be thick and rich and luxurious, but not overly heavy. It didn't leave my skin feeling like all gross and greasy and super heavy. It's a very touchable moisturizer. It kind of instantly absorbs into the skin, but it just feels so nourishing. It feels so quenching. It was just so nice. A very luxurious cream. I enjoyed this thoroughly. Again, I used it to the very last drop. This is one of those that if I ever come across it again, I definitely will be picking it up. I really enjoyed this one. And then last but not least is my old standby. This is the L'Oreal Age Defying Night Cream. It is a pretty standard night cream. I know everybody's grandma used this. I know my mom used it when I was growing up, and this was my very first moisturizer that I started using when I started doing skincare. It is my absolute favorite. It's sentimental for me. It is very nostalgic for me. I love this thing. I love the way that it smells. I love the way that it applies to the skin. It goes on and it feels so incredibly, it's like a tall glass of water for my skin. It goes on. There's no greasiness. There's no heaviness. Just goes on. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. Excuse me, and it's just nice. I really like this. It's incredibly affordable as well. It's just a really nice moisturizer, and one that is continuously in my collection. I keep a bottle of this in my bathroom, and I slather it all over my face, my neck, and the back of my hands before I climb into bed at night, and it's just good. It's one of my very favorites. Ooh, the next thing I want to talk about is this Pixi Glow Tonic. This is the Pixi Skin Treats Glow Tonic 5% glycolic acid exfoliating toner. Now, I picked this up because I heard 1,000,001 people raving about it. It's a beautifully gentle exfoliating toner. I need that exfoliation, especially with my dry skin. I tend to get kind of scaly patches and flaky skin quite often, and this really helps to minimize that. I don't think that this is anything exceptionally special, though. Pixi, as a whole, is a pretty expensive drugstore brand. They're more like kind of mid-range. I would say that they have more of a mid-range price tag as opposed to like a drugstore price tag. So I got how much? 100 mils of this, 3.4 fluid ounces. And I think this was close to like 20 bucks. But a great alternative to this is this e.l.f. one. This is the e.l.f. Super Tone Toner. It says a toner with brightening fruit acids. This is fantastic. Does basically the same thing as the Pixi one for half the price. This is an $8 bottle of toner, and you get 5.1 fluid ounces, so 150 mils. So 50 more mils in here than in here, and yeah, it's like $8. So definitely prefer this one to this one. I will say that this one maybe isn't quite so gentle, but that works for my skin again because I have super dry skin and I need that exfoliation. But if you are in love with the Pixi toner and are like looking for a more affordable option, I definitely think you should check out the e.l.f. Super Tone Toner. This is so, so good. And after using this one, I opened this one and started to use it, and I don't see a difference. I don't see a difference in the way that it reacts with my skin, or a difference in the way that my skin looks. So they're super, super similar. I will say that this one has a little bit more of a scent. It's got more of a... It's got a slight kind of citrusy scent to it. You would really have to like stick your nose in there to smell it. It's just nice. It's really nice. I like this one very, very much. I would say that I probably won't repurchase this one, but I will repurchase this one. So if that tells you anything. Oh, the next thing I want to talk about is this one. This is the Earth to Skin Tea Time Black Tea Age Defying Serum. This is so good. I love the Tea Time, the Earth to Skin products. I think it's a really beautiful, super gentle kind of brand. I think they're pretty straightforward as well. This is... one of my very favorite daytime serums. So I have serums that I use during the day and serums that I use at night. The serums that I use during the day are usually focused more towards moisturizing and brightening, things like that. And this just is so, so beautiful. It works well with all of my other skincare. I've never had to deal with pilling or anything like that. It goes on. It feels beautifully nourishing to the skin, super hydrating as well. And you can just tell that it's nice to your skin. I really, really enjoy this. I also use the watermelon one, and that is like my all-time favorite. I'm not done with it yet, but it will be in an empties video, probably the next empties video that I do. It's so good. But any of these Earth to Skin serums I think are just so, so yummy. Love them so, so much. Ooh, so I also finished one of the Physicians Formula Skin Boosters. This is the Time Restoring Serum. I think that these are... I just don't think that they're anything special. I purchased, when I first started using them, I was like, oh, this is amazing. So I went out and I bought backups. But as soon as I get through the backups, I probably won't mess with them again. Just because I think they're a little bit expensive for what they are. And I just don't think that they're really anything super special. I really would prefer to use this to this. I don't know, the squeezy tube, like the actual dropper, it's just not great. The packaging is cute, the bottle is cute, but I just don't think the serum inside is anything extremely noteworthy. So kind of a pass for me. I probably won't be using that again. The next thing, so I have an eye cream that I want to talk about. So this is the Laboratory Number 7 Restore and Renew Multi-Action Eye Cream. This is fantastic. I love Labs Number 7. They're one of my very favorite skincare brands. They're fairly expensive, but I do think that they're worth every cent. Check my bat wings. I do think that they're worth every cent that you pay for them. This was so, so beautiful. I put it on my under eyes. It's beautifully moisturizing. I could definitely see it working on puffiness and fine lines. It's just, it's a nice eye cream. A really nice eye cream. I enjoyed the texture of it. It went on. It felt beautifully hydrating, but it didn't leave any residue behind. It didn't leave my under eyes feeling heavy or greasy in any way. Just a beautiful, beautiful eye cream. Love that so, so much. And speaking of eye cream, I finally finished my Algenist Triple Algae Eye Renewal Balm. Guys, I received this in a BoxyCharm. This is probably one of my very favorite eye balms of all time. I really, really enjoyed this. I could see a definite improvement in my under eye lines and the darkness and the puffiness. This just really, really made a difference. The minute that I find this on BoxyCharm again, I will be ordering another one because it really was just so, so great. It's got kind of a unique consistency because it is very, very thick. So it's more of like a super rich, like balmy cream than it is like an eye cream or something like that. It just goes on. It absorbs absolutely instantly. I wouldn't say that it feels super hydrating, but it does feel nourishing, if you guys understand what I mean. There's not a lot of moisture content to it, but it just goes on and you can instantly see, like, over a couple of days, after the first couple of days of using it, I just saw a brightness on my under eyes. The lines weren't as exaggerated as they were. I don't know. This is just really, really nice and probably one of my favorite eye creams that I've played with to date. I'm going to be keeping this bottle because I definitely will be picking up a spare, and I don't ever want to forget the name of it because I will do that. I will forget what this is called and I'll be so mad at myself. So this is so, so good. If you ever come across this at a Burke's or a TJ Maxx or even on BoxyCharm, I highly suggest you try this out and let me know what you think about it because I really, really enjoyed it. Let's get into some makeup. Is there any makeup in here? It seems like I went through a lot of skincare, but not a ton of makeup. So I went through a mascara. I used my Becca under eye highlighter. Ooh, so I have a concealer, a couple concealers that I went through. So I went through a full one of the Revlon, dog hair everywhere. I went through a full tube of the Revlon Skin Awake Concealer. This is in the shade 015. This was my absolute favorite concealer of the year. It's stunning. It goes on. It's got the right amount of coverage. It doesn't look dry on the under eyes. It didn't make my under eyes look cakey. I really enjoyed the color as well. This was just, like I said, was my favorite concealer of the year. This is so, so good. I definitely went out and I got backups of this because, again, it's one of those that I never, ever want to be without. It reminds me very much of the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer. It's got that kind of sponge tip applicator, but there's something about this concealer. I don't know. I just couldn't get over it. It went on and it's like, I would say semi self-setting. So I didn't have to powder the crap out of it to get it to set down. It didn't sink into my fine lines. It didn't crease on me. It's just a really, really great concealer. I love this. And again, it's another one of those things that I pray I never have to be without because it's just that good. I went through a full tube of the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. This is in the shade Fair Rose. This is one of my very favorite concealers to use for cutting a crease. It's fantastic. I even took the stopper out. There's literally nothing left in there. This is fantastic. This shade as well. There's something about the tone of this that just helps to brighten eyeshadows. And not only is this beautiful on the eyelids, but it's beautiful on the under eyes as well. I find that if you overuse this, it can look a little bit heavy, but just a little, just a couple dots under the eyes. It's incredibly brightening. It's a beautiful concealer. Not super heavy, not cakey. It's just really pretty. And y'all, once this sets down, it sets down on the eyelids and it just looks so, so pretty. Yeah. I love this thing. I went through a full tube of that. I also used the rest of this Becca concealer. This is the Becca Under Eye Brightener, the Light Shifter Brightening Concealer. I was really upset about this because I actually purchased this from Burke's. And it wasn't super cheap either. And I was super excited because I had heard so many wonderful things about the Becca concealers. And I got it home and I realized that it was empty. So I can't really take too much of the credit for using this up because I bought it and there was enough for like 2 uses in there. But if I liked it enough that if I ever came across it again, I would pick it up again because it was such a beautifully hydrating formula. It was brightening and hydrating, and the couple times that I was able to wear it, it looked beautiful on my under eyes. So as sad as I am about it, probably I'm going to hold on to it just in case, just so I can remember what it looks like, just in case I come across it again sometime in the future. I also used a full thing of the Rimmel Scandaleyes Volume on Demand mascara. This is a magnificent mascara. I really, really enjoy a nice volumizing kind of mascara, and this brush is just fantastic. It really combs through the lashes and separates everything. It's a super excuse me. It's a super black formula as well, so it's really dramatic on the eyes. It gives you length, it gives you volume, it gives you definition. This is fantastic. The only reason I stopped using it is because, especially like during winter months, things like that, my eyes just get so watery from allergies that it just becomes really difficult for me to wear a mascara that isn't waterproof. But if I could ever find this formula in a waterproof version, my mascara woes would be over, because this is such an amazing mascara. I love it so much. A lot of times I will go in with this first. I am so sorry. I have a frog in the back of my throat and I literally cannot get rid of it. Sometimes I will go in with this mascara first and really like fan out my lashes, and then I'll go in over top of it with a waterproof formula just to kind of lock it in. But this is so pretty. If you don't have watery eyes and you don't have that problem like I do, I think that you should definitely try this out, because it is just so pretty on the lashes. I love it so very much. I also went through a full tube of my L'Oreal Full Wear Concealer. Now, this is in the shade Walnut. This is what I like to use. As you guys can see, it is literally empty. I have used it to the very last drop. This is my very favorite cream bronzer of all time. It is magnificent. I love this stuff so much. If you guys ever take a gander at my description boxes, like 9.999% of the time, this is going to be down there. It's just beautiful. It's what I'm wearing today. The color of it is perfect. It's more of like a bronzer kind of thing for me. I don't know. Is there enough in here that I can kind of swatch for you guys? Yeah. So this is the color of it. Again, it's in the shade Walnut, but you see how it's got kind of that cooler undertone to it? It works beautifully with my fair skin. It just kind of blends out and it kind of brings life and warmth to my face, but it also is enough, it's like got that cool enough undertone to really kind of chisel and shape my face as well. It's just fantastic. On top of that, it's a full coverage concealer, so it really helps and gives me just a little bit of extra coverage right on the outer perimeters of my face. I do have quite a bit of ruddiness and redness around the outer perimeters of my face, and this just goes on, gives me just that little bit of extra coverage, that little bit of warmth and shape, and it's just perfect. You believe that I already have a backup. I'm already like, the minute this goes in the trash, I will be pulling out a new one, and we will be opening a fresh tube. It's just one of those products that's a holy grail for me, and it's never going to be something that's like not in my collection. I love this so much. I also was able to use up a full tube of the Milani eyeshadow primer. It is finally done, so that means that we get to open a new tube of eyeshadow primer. I don't know why, but it just feels like for some reason opening up a new tube of eyeshadow primer, it's like an achievement for me. I feel like I should get an award for it. I don't know. It just means that I've done a full tube of eyeshadow primers worth of eye looks. It means that I've been creative. It just means that I've had fun, and I don't know. I really enjoy that. Guys, that is about it for my empties. Those were the very last empties for the year 2022. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I always enjoy coming and hanging out with you guys for a little bit. And 90% of these products were just so great. I cannot wait to discover new products in the coming year. I'm very excited. Guys, I love you so very much. Again, I will have everything in today's video in the description box, along with the links to all my other socials. I also post finished pictures over on Facebook and Instagram. If you guys want to go check those out, the links will be in the description box. Please know that I love you so very much. As always, no filters, no edits, no fancy lighting. It's just me sitting in front of my camera, playing with some makeup, hoping you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. Please don't forget to give this video a big old thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Let me know you're liking what I'm doing. And until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and remember, you're important. Bye.